Hello everyone and welcome to this new class about our learning, and today we will continue our journey to through our programming, and today we will discuss about a very important topic in which is very important for every beginner, and it is called data types in R. So data types form the foundation of our programming language, and R, in every programming language, data type is very important. It will show us that how a programming language will handle that particular data. Okay, so because today you will understand that how our programming language can handle different type of data. So we will go over some of the main data types here, and which includes numeric data, which include number, which include characters, some logical data, and some other factors. Okay. So in the previous class we discussed about the variable, comments, and keywords. So in today class we will discuss about the data types. Okay, so basically in our programming, data types is a very important concept in our programming, and variable, we discussed already that variable can store data of different types. So variable can store data as a character data, variable can store data numeric data, and variable can store data like logical data. How? For example, I will write one variable. In this variable, it if I write like for example 30, so this 30, you can say that this 30 is numeric data, so it can store numeric data. But first, before going to detail, I will just write basic data types in R. Okay, so the first one, numeric data. Okay, then second, you can say that integer. Okay, then third, you can say complex data. Four, you can say character data. Okay, and fifth, you can say logical data. So these are five main data types in R. Whenever you are dealing with the data in R, so you will see these type of data in R. Okay, whether it will be numeric data, whether it will be integer, whether it will be complex data, and maybe some character data. The character data also you can say it is string. And why this data is important, different type of data is important, why we are discussing this? Because when you are doing some analysis in R, then you will need this data, and you will specify to the R programming this my data type is this. And especially sometime if you want to convert your data from one form to another form, so it will also help you to convert this data from one form to another. You can convert numeric data to integer like this. We will do it inshallah. Okay, so for example in numeric data, as you know that in numeric data, like you can say that 5, 10, 17, 15.1, these are, you can say, if the data type is like that numeric, so you can say this is numeric data. Okay, now integer, when when there is something like you can say suffix with, for example, 55L, we write, okay, so then it will become integer, okay, you can say that is integer data. Then complex data, and complex data, for example, if there is one digit and then we can say that plus 5I, like this. So this I, it is in you can say imaginary part, we don't know about this I, so this is called complex data, okay. And character data, you can say that character data, if I am writing a sentence, this is R third class. Now this is a character data, it is like you can say that characters. So this is a character data. And logical data also called Boolean data, okay. It mean true or false. These two are like, in Boolean data there will be only two options, true or false, okay. In character data there will be many characters, okay. In this character you can say that this character can be a DNA sequence, okay. In complex data there will be some imaginary letter in which you can change that, okay. And integer there will be a suffix with that, and then you can say numeric data there will be simple numeric data. So for example, if I will make like a comment, for example, if I say numeric data, so in numeric data I will take one example, for example x, I will take a variable, and this variable is equal to, for example, 10.5, okay. Now this is we know that it is a numeric data, but if you want to check it that it is a numeric data, in so in last class we will discuss, already discussed that if we write class and then we write x, because we want to check that what is inside x, and if you write class before the x, before the variable, so that it means that you want to know about the type of data, that what type of data is inside x. So if I run this command from here, so then you can see here the result here, it show that it is integer, okay. Now it show that is integer, okay. Now for example, if I remove this one and I say that x, and then I run this class, it is a numeric data, okay. So then it is now it changed to numeric data, okay. For example, if I again I add L here and I run it and then I check this, so again it changed to integer data. So then you will there will be a question in your mind that it is very simple, that why we are doing this, that so whenever you are running a R script or you are making a R script for your data analysis, then you need, because sometime we have a very huge data sets, and that data set there are some, you can say that in that data set there are some confusion, that you have to convert data from one form to another form, so that's why you need it, okay. For example, I will write another example a, and I will take 9I plus 4, okay, 9I plus 4. So now if I run this and I will check class A, so you can see it show that a complex data, okay. Now for example, if there is one another b, I will give you another example b, and I will write true here only, okay, and I will run it, and then I will check the class b. So let's see what it show. It say that it is logical data, okay. So here you can see that R have different types, and these different types you have different results, okay. So R, it mean R programming can handle different type of data, okay. If you have something some data like in true false form, it will also analyze, it can also analyze that data. If you have data in complex form, it can also analyze that data. And if you have simple numeric data, so it can also analyze that data. So I think we will not go in further detail of this, because you can see that, and if you want to change the data, for example, there is another way to check your data, that whether it is like it is what type of data. For example, I will give you another example. Let's see that if there is, for example, y, and I will write like this. This is when you want to write more than one, for example, more than one data in your one data type. For example, I will write here 5, I will write here 7, I will write here 8, I will write here 10. So then this concatenated, this is, it will combine this, okay. So this C is for to combine this data set, okay. So now if I want to check this y, first of all I will run this, and then I will check what is inside y. So that's why it show that 5, 7, 8 and 19. Now I want to check that the data type not using class command. So I will use is dot. So when I write is dot, so the R already it show me these options, that if you want to use these, but I want to check it whether this data is numeric or not, okay. Because the beauty of R programming, that if you write something, so it will show you options, and just you it will, like, it will speed up your work, it will speed up your coding, okay. So I will select this numeric. I want to check it whether this data is numeric, whether this data is logical, whether this data is complex. So I is numeric, what should I write here? So I will write y here. I want to check this is a numeric data, and then when I run it, so it show here yes, true, this is numeric, okay. But if I write here is dot, and then I write integer y, now I want to check that this data is integer data, so it show me that false, okay. So it mean that our data is numeric data, not integer data. And why this data, why we do this, and why these different type of data we are discussing here? Because the data type can be significant for some analysis. Data type can be significant because some analysis in some you can say in some data analysis in some packages, you need to give that package, or is a, like you can say the input data should be numeric data, and some the input data should be integer, and some the input data should be like logical data. So it can do any type of analysis, okay. So that's why it is important that you know the data type. So whenever there is a confusion, whenever you are writing or you are doing some analysis and there is a confusion, because it will give you an error then, because whenever you are run a script, so it will give you an error that the data type is not matching, or there is some other error different type. So then you can check whether your data is numeric by this command, whether your data is integer by this command. Okay, now for example character data, how we will write the character data. So the character data, for example Z, the character data I will write, for example, this is our third R learning class. Okay, now I will write here, I wrote this and I will check. Okay, now you can see the error here. The error show that unexpected symbol in Z. This is, now what is this? And it also show you this. Okay, so keep this in your mind, that whenever you are using a character data, whenever you are using like some string data, so then you must use these double quotation. Okay, these inverted quotation you must use, because now you can see after this using these quotation, these double, the color will change to green, because the R will now it can be recognized by the R programming that it is string data. So now if I run this, there is no error. Okay, so the Z, for example Z, now Z will show that this is our third class. Now if I want to check, is it is, you can say that character Z, is this is a character data, so it will show yes, true, this is a character data. So whenever you are using the character data, or it is also called string data in our script, so then definitely you have to use these double commas. Okay, these inverted commas. So these are type numeric, integer, logical, complex, character. And so maybe when you are watching some video or you are studying by yourself, so maybe there is some other type of data which is called raw data. Raw data actually very, you can say, the complex data, and mostly those people who are very expert in R programming and any other programming language, so they can only use that raw data. So I think no need for you and don't be confused at this stage. Okay. The other thing in R programming that you can say it is operator. Operators mean like you can say that what is operator? Operator, at the name indicate that how to operate a thing. What do you want? Okay, so it is mostly used in mathematics. Like for example, if you using R for some mathematical equation, so for example 10 plus 5, so you can say that this is the plus is an operator. It show us that we want to sum up these values, so it is, you can say, operator. So it can be like, for example, if I run the script, so it will give me 15. Okay, there are many, for example minus 5, this is also operator, minus is operator. Okay, these are in mathematics, like these are built in already in R. Okay, for example I will take one I will write maximum, and then I will write 5, then I will write 10, and then I will write 15. Okay, and now I will run it. Okay, so it means that like because before these data type I wrote maximum, I need the maximum value. okay, because if there are only 2 or 3 value, it is very easy to get the maximum value. But if you have a large data set, if you have a very big data set and you want to some mathematical analysis, some statistical analysis, then it will help you, okay. Only just write one code, it will give you result, and it will solve your problem, okay, with only one code. For example, minimum in the same I will copy this and I will paste here. So the minimum is 5, okay, but you know that these are only 3, so we can easily guess which one is the maximum, which one is the minimum, okay. For example, if you want to use like some mathematical, because this R programming we will use for biological for biology, but if you are using someone is using for mathematical equation or something, so then it can be used. For example, there is one function which is called SQRT, okay, like, and then we will write 16, for example, square root, so it will give you 4. So there are many option or many operators for mathematical, for those students who are from mathematics, who are from physics. So in every subject, as I mentioned before in my first class, that from every field, every student can use R for according to their own specific requirement, according to their own analysis, okay. If some student from biological science, so they can use those packages which is you can say which can be used in biology, okay. From chemistry student, they can use R for chemistry functions, okay. So you can use R programming according to your own need, according to your own requirement. But these basic information, what is data type, these operator, it should be the same, okay. So we already discussed about the string and like what is string, the string and character data type, these are the same thing. And you know that for example, if I want, or if I write a variable, and I will write, like, you can say that you can write a paragraph here, okay. You can write anything here, anything you can write, okay. So like there is no limit of these words. You can write as much you need, because sometime when we are using R programming for some DNA sequencing, for some DNA type of data analysis, so you can for example, if you have whole genome and you want to target some specific region in that genome, so you can only you have to write only that specific region. For example, if there is a forward and reverse primer and whole genome and you want to check that, so if you want to check that in a text file, it will be very easy, it will be very difficult because the text file is so heavy. But you can do this by using different R commands, okay. So this character, this it can be, there is no limit, it can be long, it can be short, okay. And if there is like, for example, if there are 2 or 3, for example, if there is another one, new, if you want to combine it, so I think paste, you will write paste, then A and then B, okay. So if I write A and B, it will combine these, okay. It will combine these both, okay. And you can replace this with, so when you replace, so now it is, you can say that non-numeric argument, it will give us that your data is not numeric. How can you place it, okay. Because why? Because the plus operator, if we write plus, so it means the plus operator, it means some other thing. it means sum. Okay, now like they want to combine this as a sum. For example, if we replace this with 6, for example 8, we remove this quotation. Okay, so now you can see that if you want to check this R, if there is 6 and if there is 8, okay, and these are now numeric data, but when we use these double commas, it will change to that string data, because whenever there is double quotation, these double commas, so it will change your data to string data. It will show the same, not only 6. Okay, okay, says and true. Here you can see that B. Why it will make problem? Because we use this B here. Okay, it is true. So whenever you are, because this is I am using this this R, like you can say that this R code is a whiteboard. So sometimes we are like we are getting errors, but because we use B two time in this R script, so that's why the R will pick the first one. Okay, the first one, the initial one here. So that's why it cause a problem here, because here you can see when we paste A and B, so in first it shows 6, okay, but B replaced by true. And why? Because we put here B here. Okay, so whenever you are writing a script, so if you don't need something, for example, if I don't need this one, so you can just shift and 3, so it will comment. So then the R will not make a problem. So you don't need to change your script. You only comment that line, so then the R will not process that line. Okay. Okay, now we discuss about some logical data. For example, if there is a data that 15 is greater than 10, okay, so if I run this, so it will show this, yes, it is true. Okay, and then if we say that 15 is less than, so then if we click here, it will show you that it is false. Okay, so sometime, and why we need this, because sometime when you are using some transcriptomic analysis, some genomic analysis, so then how it will help you? It will help you in this way. I will just explain it in a way. For example, if there is a fold change and if there is a p-value, so we will give instruction to our programming, if the p-value is equal to or less than 0.05, then you can say these are significant gene. Okay, because there are, for example, if there are 30,000 gene, so we will just give instruction to that data that if the p-value is less than or equal to 0.05, you can designate those gene as significant express gene. And if this value is above 0.05, then those gene will be non-significant. So if we run the script, so you will get a table within 1 or 2 seconds that it will divide the gene into 2 categories, significant and non-significant gene. Okay, so that's why, because if I explain this in this way, that what is it is true, it is false, so you cannot understand this. But when you are writing a big, like a lengthy script, and when you are doing some analysis, so then this type of and this basic data, it will help you at that time. At least you will understand the script. For example, if you are using some data packages, there are different data packages for RNA-seq analysis. We are using DSeq2. Okay, so that package, when you are using that package, you can easily understand it, and you can easily make some changes in those scripts. Okay, so this is a type of Boolean data that it will give you answer in like in two ways, true or false. Okay, operator we already discussed, because this Zoom in the first class we had a problem with Google Meet, so that's why this Zoom only will work for 40 minutes. So I think in 3 or 4 minutes this will be this class will be like disconnected. So we will just recap this. So in mathematical operator, there will be plus sign, there will be minus sign, there will be also multiplication sign, and there will be also division sign. These are sign you can use as a operator, mathematical operator in R. And there are some conditions, like you can say that, for example, if there is one condition, that if these genes p value is greater than 5, you can say these are upregulated gene. If this value is less than 0, you can say that downregulated gene. So for those we will use if command. There is one command we can say if command. For example, if it is if we disconnect it, then we will discuss in the next class. But if, for example, there is one thing which is called like 30, a value is 30 and b value, you can say that 100. Okay, so I will write here that if b is greater than a, okay, if b is greater than a, then I will write this bracket, I will start this bracket, then print, okay, print b is greater than a. So because these are the character, so I will make this. Okay, so for example, if I write this, I will run this code. Okay, so if a is greater, I give the command, if b is greater than a, print this command. Okay, but like for example, if a is greater than b, and if I write this code, so now you can see here that if a is greater than b, so I ask this program that you should show me this one. It is like, you can say that whenever you are writing your password, for example, in any application, so we put, for example, here, if the password is incorrect, print try again. So this is built in these programs. So if we put incorrect password, we just got you will get a message that try again, your password is incorrect. Okay, so this type of statement, if statement, it is already built in these program, a mobile application and other program, banking program. In every program, when you are just putting your password, and it will give you the error. So the same way we will give some condition. For example, if the fold change is greater than this, you can say that it is significant gene. Okay, these are significant gene. If the p value is less than 0.05, you can say non-significant gene. So this is the way. So inshallah, whenever when we are practicing on the real data, then you will understand this, that how it will work. Okay, but this is basic is because this basic will it will need to understand those scripts, because whenever we are using script, then it will be easy for you to understand those script, that what is C, for example, why we use this numeric, why we use this if command, why we use this class command, and those all scripts. Okay, so inshallah in next class we will discuss about the different data or structure, that there are different structure, like whenever we put some data, whenever we use some Excel sheet, some CSV file, some other data frame, so then there are some specific structure for the data type. For example, if we are using DNA data, it is different data structure. If we are using phylogenetic tree, it is different data structure. If we are using Excel sheet, it is different data structure. So in like you will see that you are dealing with different data structure. So for today I think this is enough, because I have only this 1 minute to just close this Zoom meeting. Okay, so if you have any question you can ask up, if you want to discuss anything from previous class also we can discuss.